Hey everybody, welcome back around to the Blog and Grill. I'm your host Doug here with your video blog for July 26, 2013. I got Take Your Pick Weekend Style, a little bit of a look in at Greg Oden's basketball career in NFL two-a-day. So we'll start with the two-a-day, and our first two-a-day is with the Denver Broncos, who last year finished 13-3, lost to the Ravens in a stunning divisional playoff game. And really, this team was just solid all the way around. They ran the ball. They ran the ball effectively. Peyton Manning had one of his best years ever in his first year in Denver. The team was very solid. Their draft wasn't great, wasn't bad. They got a lot of good underrated players, especially I like their pickup of Monte Ball in the third round, I do believe. So I'm giving their draft a B. Key additions for this team, of course, bringing in wide receiver Wes Welker, big-time wide receiver out of New England, really trying to establish him as one of their big key receivers this season. I like the pickup of Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, give that defense a little bit of help in the secondary that got burned in the playoffs. And of course, Ryan Clady, they bring him in. A big offensive lineman, really helps protect Peyton Manning's blind side. So that's a really good move there. Key departures have to be the loss of linebacker DJ Williams and defensive end Elvis Dumervil. And of course, depending on what happens here, a big loss could be Von Miller for the first 4 games if this suspension holds up for the substance abuse that he has been a part of. I think the big question for the Broncos has to be how will Wes Welker become the #1 wide receiver in Denver. He did ascend to the #1 spot in New England, and I think he can be the #1 here. And I think the key is going to be for him to keep working in the slot, keep being the slot receiver, and not getting away from that. Overall, though, I think this team has a really easy schedule. I think this team could be 10-0 through their first 10 games. And I see this team finishing off at 14-2 and improving a game with the additional Wes Welker and some of these other guys. They're going to be a much better team passing the ball and a much better team in the secondary on defense as well. All right, so coming up later, I'll have my second two-a-day with the Minnesota Vikings. But right now, it's our Friday session of the State of. And the State of today is the state of Greg Oden's basketball career. Greg Oden, big guy out of Ohio State, highly touted player to come out. He was the first overall pick in the 2007 draft, but since the 2007 draft, the guy has played in 82 career NBA games. That's one season, and really, he's shown a lot of determination, a lot of heart. He's had multiple surgeries on his knees and his back and his elbow and his shoulder. So just a guy that's really trying to push through. This year, he's always been known as a good player for the locker room, and now he's finally healthy. And there's a lot of teams looking at him. He's worked out for the Pelicans. He's worked out for the Bulls. He's worked out for the Cavaliers. But I think the team that needs to go out and get Greg Oden are the Miami Heat. I think it'd be great for Oden, playing on a good team, not having to worry about being that guy to get it done. He's got other guys around him. And he's been a serviceable player for sure. 9 points per game, 7 rebounds, 57% free throw shooting. This is a guy that can give you 20 to 25 solid minutes a night, and he is just a good guy, a good player. And really, the state of Greg Oden's basketball career is not talked about enough because this guy has fought and fought and fought to get back. And I just thought it was really important to kind of bring that out as he's getting ready to possibly sign with the Miami Heat. So really keep an eye on Greg Oden. He could have a big year if he gets into the league. Playing alongside Chris Bosh would be a good move for him. All right, time for my second NFL two-a-day, and we're going to the Minnesota Vikings camp. Last year, they finished 10-6. They lost to the Packers in a wild card game with Joe Webb under center. Christian Ponder couldn't go. And they really, of course, Adrian Peterson had the big year rushing over 2,000 yards. So they ran the ball great, and they really struggled to throw the ball. They were second in overall in league rushing, and they were 31st in passing yards per game behind only the New York Jets. So really serviceable that they could get into the playoffs. Draft, I'm going to give them a B-. They didn't get any big players, really, but I like the moves they did make. They brought in defensive tackle Sharif Floyd out of Florida with their first-round pick, and then a steal, I think, in the second round, wide receiver Cordarrelle Patterson. I think he could be big time for them, stretch the field, especially with Percy Harvin gone. The key additions have to be quarterback Matt Castle, serviceable backup, could challenge Ponder for the starting job for sure. They bring in veteran wide receiver Greg Jennings, who I think can make a huge impact for this team if he can stay healthy. And they get a little better in the secondary, bringing in linebacker Marvin Mitchell, who I think is a very underrated linebacker at his position. Really just two big departures. The trade of Percy Harvin, but they got some good picks back. And they released punter Chris Cluey, who has been a big-time part of this team for as long as I can remember. I think they might fall off a little bit this year. Ponder could slide back a little bit in the second full season. I have them finishing at 8-8 in a tougher division when I think Detroit will be better and Chicago will be better as well. So those are my two-a-days for today. It's time for Take Your Pick weekend style, trying to get ready for the weekend. Yankees made the trade. Alfonso Soriano is now a Yankee, and I think this trade just is. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. I just think it is. I think it's good for now. I think he can give him a boost this year, but really this Yankee team is old, and they have to start looking for the future, and they did not help future plans here as they did trade away a prospect. Just a little side note, Soriano will be in left field and cleaning up tonight for the Yankees as they start a 3-game series at home against the Rays with CC Sabathia on the mound. NASCAR this weekend is at the Brickyard. I got Jimmy Johnson winning this race, picking up his fourth Brickyard win, I do believe, and I think Jimmy will get it done at the Brickyard. Other news, Gold Cup, or CONCACAF Gold Cup final. USA and Panama, Sunday at 4 p.m. I got the USA winning this. The USA is hot. They've won 9 straight matches. Landon Donovan's playing good, probably earning himself back onto the FIFA World Cup roster. And some other guys making some noise too. So should be a good game to watch for sure. Panama beat Mexico. So USA and Panama going at it. I got USA winning. Give you a score of, I'll say 3-2 USA. All right, so Monday I'll be back. Thumbs up, thumbs down for the weekend. NFL two-a-days with the Chiefs and Packers, and we'll have more on everything going on in sports for sure. Always remember, follow me on Twitter at YankeeBaller415. That's YankeeBaller415. Check out my new story on jbsmooth84.com. I got a big news story up there about Alex Rodriguez and how he is ready to play, but the Yankees are not letting him play yet, so he is set to start a rehab assignment, I believe, on Thursday. So he'll start a rehab assignment on Thursday. He's not happy about it. He said he's ready to play. Just check out the story. It'll break it all down for you. Thanks for tuning in. Always remember, comment, questions, subscribe to my page. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good weekend. I'll see you back here Monday afternoon. So long.